Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out with Richard Riakporhe, looking to become the cruiserweight champion very soon, beating his former, current rival as well too, Chris Billam-Smith. Richard, happy to get the date, happy to get it at Selhurst Park as well too.
Yeah, very happy, very happy. It's a dream come true. It's something that I desired for a very long time. I wanted to perform, not just fight for a world title, but I just wanted to fight in general at Selhurst Park. I felt that would have been a major goal in my career, in my life. Something that I dreamed of for a while, and it's actually happening. But even better, it's actually happening for a world title. So everybody can witness history, and we can keep on adding to the successful people of South London.
The usual thing that happens when titleists defend their titles is the pressure's on them to perform, but you putting it at Selhurst Park means that you've got to, maybe it's more so on you to really get the victory. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like the spotlight's on yourself for this fight night?
I feel like the spotlight is always going to be on Chris Billam-Smith. He's the champion, and the aim is to defend your championship. And he's done it once, and he's aiming to do it again. And he's going against a hungry lion in myself. It's gonna be tough. You know, you gave up your home ground as well to do it. So it's gonna be a tough night. He's gonna feel the energy, and when he does feel the energy, it's gonna enforce that doubt again in his mind that he experiences before these fights.
When I was watching the press conference, I was listening to it intently, and I feel like Chris was trying to find ways for you to kind of slip up and then come back at you and maybe make himself get the small wins against you. Did you feel that happening there, and do you feel that he might have got a little bit of an edge there, or do you feel like you handled what maybe he was trying to do, if I've got the situation right?
Well, all I remember him trying to interrupt me when I was saying things, and he didn't really have no basis to even interrupt me, because I wasn't even talking about what he thought I was talking about. Just a lack of attention, you know what I mean? Which is probably what he does a lot. That's why he takes a lot of shots. So, yeah, it is what it is. You can take whatever you want from it. The fact is, I'm going to take that title from him.
That's the other thing as well. You made mention of maybe a leaky defence, which you can take advantage of. That Masnek fight being a key fight as well too, which he eventually got the victory in. Do you feel that former Chris is the one that you face, and also how much of an improved fighter do you feel he is from the first time you fought?
So yeah, I think with boxing, you come to a stage where you start to understand what type of fighter you are. And I feel like we understand what CBS is capable of and what he can do, what he can't do. And he's not Usyk. That's all it is. You know, he doesn't have those type of attributes. You know, we're gonna deal with whatever that we've seen in the last few fights. They always say you're as good as your last fight, and we've seen how he performed in his last fight. We've seen how I performed in my last fight. So, you know, you can make your judgment based off that. I feel like with the boxing IQ, it's definitely improved. He understands himself more. He understands his key attributes. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I understand myself as well. So I feel like it's more of an interesting fight, because mentally we've improved. And it's how that manifests, basically, that mental element of the fight. Because everybody's seen what we do when we throw our hands, but the mentality of this fight, I think, is going to be the defining factor.
Richard, just while I got you here, just get your thoughts on a couple of key things. You mentioned Usyk. Who have you got in the undisputed fight, Fury and Usyk?
It's hard. I feel like I'm like on the fence. I feel like the Gypsy King could pull it off. But at the same time, I'm leaning to Usyk. So I'll say 50-50.
Anthony Joshua looks in resurgent form against Francis Ngannou. He's now looking to set up a world title fight of some form, potentially against the winner of Wilder Zhang or Dubois Hrgovic. Which fight would you like to see for Joshua next? Maybe getting that rival against Wilder, like you're facing your rival, Billam-Smith?
Sorry. Ask that question.
So the Anthony Joshua is looking to get into another big fight, potentially against the winner of Dubois Hrgovic or the winner of Wilder versus Zhang. Which of the fights would you want to see for Joshua next, if it's one of those two winners?
I'd like to see him against Hrgovic. That would be a very good fight. I think any fight that Anthony Joshua is involved in is always interesting, just because we've seen him over the years, his progression. We've seen the battles he's had mentally and physically obviously a lot of people don't know about the physical element, but just remember I was actually in camp with Joshua, not sparring with him, but like we was under the same stable, and I've seen many things that he had to battle just to fight like the likes of Usyk. So I think it's very interesting just to see his progression all the time, man. I think he's a major, he's a draw to the boxing, to boxing as a whole in the UK. He's bring a lot of casual fans into the sport and bring a lot of interest. So, you know, he deserves flowers.
Very well said. I'll leave the final word with yourself. What happens in your world title fight against Chris Billam-Smith at Selhurst Park?
Knockout win by Richard Riakporhe, myself, the Midnight Train.
Richard, looking forward to it. All the best. Thanks for being Seconds Out, sir.